Do I have Dr. David Drobes with me?
You do.
Hooray.
Hooray, hooray.
For everyone on the line, we'll get started now. For those of you who have not had the pleasure to meet, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Cheryl Cortese. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company, and I've had that honor and privilege now for almost 30 years. So it's not only been an amazing adventure and one that's been very prosperous, but also just a great deal of happiness as we grow and work throughout the world. And so really inviting you to have that same kind of reaction to what we do, because it is an amazing product and an amazing business. Just to give you a little bit of company background, the Juice Plus Company is actually 47 years old. We were the company that 47 years ago, almost 48 now, introduced smoke detectors to the world. And obviously that set the pace for very, very successful venture in marketing. That product, as time went on, they diversified. They went into the field of environment with water filtration and air filtration. And almost 25 years ago, entered the field of health technology with Juice Plus and the Juice Plus family of products. And what a find. I think just the greatest find of both last century and this century, as we see something that is really very powerful, not only for our own health and well-being, but for our families, the people we love, and those that we come across on a daily basis. So if you look at our company, you know, safety, clean air, clean water, pure food, all of those things very basic to human life, good quality of human life, and just a company that's real committed to the highest level as far as people and their outcome from both a health standpoint and a standpoint of financial security. We've been actually meeting like this for 27 years every Monday night. We've never missed a Monday night. And we've had the blessing always of people who come to us to share their knowledge, their information, their inspiration, their wisdom, and they do it really out of generosity as far as their time and what they have to offer. And we're particularly blessed tonight to have someone that we all love within this organization, and it's Dr. David Drobes. He's a National Marketing Director with our company and also very skilled in what he has to share. And I'm going to give you a little background on Dr. Drobes. He graduated from Queens College with a degree in biochemistry, graduated from the University of Pennsylvania School of Dental Medicine, served as captain in the U.S. Air Force, where he served as a dental coordinator in Turkey, built 4 very successful dental practices, has advanced studies in oral surgery and cosmetic dentistry. He has been listed in the Guide to America's Top Dentists, and he and his wife, Chris, have built a company from scratch that is now really listed on the London Stock Exchange, which was, I think this is referring to the cookie company that
Yeah.
Okay, that Chris, you and Chris built. And so just a lot of business expertise as well as medical expertise. He resides in Parkland, Florida with his wife, Chris. They have 2 children, Lindsay. And Lindsay is also a college graduate who has her own successful business. They have a son, Alexander. Both of these children I know now are married with careers, and there is a grandbaby. They have to acknowledge those grandbabies. But both Dr. Drobes and Chris, they're both National Marketing Directors, and they both really experience the highest level of success with their business. They're both 100 Club members, which is the highest level of recognition that you can get within our business. So he brings a lot to offer you tonight. And I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Drobes, and he's going to talk about why Juice Plus makes sense. So, Dr. Drobes?
Well, thanks a lot, Cheryl, for inviting me to speak tonight. And I appreciate everyone being on the call, and I hope I can be of some help in explaining why I take the product and I recommend it to all my patients, friends, and family. As I've often explained, I come from a family of carnivores. When my daughter was about 3, my wife, Chris, my mom, and I went to a fine restaurant. My daughter ordered a salad, and my mother looked at me in disbelief and asked if she was being punished because she could think of no other reason why someone would order a salad on their own. So I'll be honest, I'm still not the best eater in the world, but I've come a long way. Because after what I've learned about good nutrition, especially the benefits of fruits and vegetables, I feel good eating is not an option, but a necessity. I still don't eat perfectly, but I know Juice Plus is the best bridge between what I do eat and what I should eat. I went to my first conference in order to disprove Juice Plus. You could certainly say I was a skeptic. However, after hearing about the research and the company, I felt that unless I was just totally closed-minded, this deserved further study. The deeper I looked into the independent, peer-reviewed studies behind this product, the more impressed I became. The studies were all primary research versus borrowed. Primary means the studies were done on the actual product. This is extremely important. For instance, if I would ask anyone on the line, is spinach good for you? I'm sure everyone would say yes. So some company might say they have spinach in their product, but do you know if it was processed at a high temperature where the enzymes were destroyed? Or do you know if it's in a bioavailable form, which means the body's able to use it? Unless your body's able to use what's in the capsules, what good is it? Juice Plus is proven to be bioavailable. I have personally called many vitamin and supplement companies and have asked the questions about their research. I have never found any of these producers that could show any credible study. The research on Juice Plus is of the highest quality. It's been studied in most prestigious hospitals and universities and has a great deal of research that has been published in the most highly regarded journals. These are publications that one cannot pay to get in. It's been studied on diverse populations, people of all backgrounds and ages. The results, it just didn't matter. Everyone benefits from the nutrition supplied by Juice Plus. Today there have been thousands of studies done in leading hospitals and universities proving that all forms of disease, such as cancer, heart attack, and autoimmune diseases, are related to poor nutrition. And there is no disease that isn't worse when someone has poor nutrition and isn't helped by good nutrition. There is no one who wouldn't benefit from Juice Plus. It's now recommended that we eat at least 9 to 13 servings a day of raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, and I don't know many people who are able to do this. Dr. Bruce Ames stated in the Journal of the American Medical Association that those individuals who consume the least amount of fruits and vegetables have twice the risk of developing cancer over those who consume the most. A relatively new field is called epigenetics. Epi means above. Epigenetics means above genetics. Epigenetics is the reason why a skin cell looks different from a brain cell or muscle cell. All three contain the same DNA, but the genes are expressed differently, turned on or off. This creates the different cell types. It refers to external modifications that turn the genes on or off. These modifications do not change the DNA sequence, but instead they affect how the cells read the genes. Some researchers actually believe that the epigenetic changes in the parent sperm and the egg may avoid the reprogramming processes and make it through to the next generation. If this is true, things like the foods we eat before conception could be passed to the future generations. An example, our house is wired with all of its electronics, lights, air conditioning, alarms, etc. They're all connected to switches that you can control. Your DNA has switches that you can also at times control by adjusting the environment of your body. You can at times control whether these changes in genes are in the on or off position. There are studies, heritable changes in gene expression, how cells read the genes. Human epidemiological studies have evidence that both pre- and postnatal environmental factors can influence the risk of developing various chronic and behavioral disorders. Nutrients can reverse or change epigenetic phenomena such as DNA methylation, thereby modifying the expression of genes associated with physiological and pathological processes, including embryonic development, aging, diabetes, and cancer. To help you get started on your journey to better health, the reversal of virtually all major diseases, including cancer, begin with quality nutrition, fruits, vegetables, and berries. The reason I recommend Juice Plus to my patients are many. Every patient that entered my office filled out a health profile, and unfortunately, almost all were on some medication, and most are on multiple medications. In the last approximate 100 days, 3 patients under the age of 40 have had heart attacks. I promise you that none of them thought it would happen to them. So I strongly feel that we must take a proactive stance, not a reactive stance, to our health. Listen to your TV commercials and listen to the effects of the different prescription drugs. Often the possible side effects are almost as severe as the illness itself. Thank goodness we have drugs, but don't you think prevention is a better solution so that we don't need these drugs? America is the most highly prescribed country in the world. We are now one of the sickest. So the idea is that it is easier, better, and cheaper to prevent disease in the first place instead of waiting to get sick and then being on these medicines. This makes sense to me. Also, the cost of these medicines has bankrupted a tremendous number of people or forced them to simply go without their prescribed medicines. Systemic health is often associated with the conditions of the oral cavity, the mouth. Many epidemiological studies have shown the relationship between periodontal disease, which is gum disease, and cardiovascular disease. Researchers have concluded that increased levels of dental bone loss were accompanied by a higher occurrence of heart disease. In one study, 10,000 people were examined, and research showed that those with severe periodontal disease had a 25% greater risk of developing coronary heart disease than those with only mild periodontitis. Evidence also suggests that diabetes is associated with the increased occurrence and progression of oral complications, which include gingivitis and periodontitis. In my practice, I saw a much more severe reaction to poor oral hygiene in diabetics than in a healthy patient. The prevalence of severe periodontitis is significantly higher among people with poorly controlled diabetes. Findings show that the presence of periodontal disease can have an adverse impact on the glycemic level in people who are diabetic. 12 studies conducted to determine the effect of treating periodontal disease on glycemic control concluded that treating the periodontal disease would have a beneficial impact on the glycemic control in people with both type 1 and 2 diabetes. The mouth mirrors the signs of good health and poor health. When one has an infection in their mouth or any other part of their body, it isn't isolated only to that region, but it spreads throughout the body. Good oral hygiene, flossing, brushing, etc. reduces the bacterial flora that cause periodontal disease. This is the same bacteria that has been proven to be a leading cause of heart disease. It follows that whatever you eat affects your gums and teeth. Sugar is not the only culprit. Carbohydrate-based foods like bread and crackers tend to have a chewy texture, making them easier to get caught between the teeth and under the gums where bacteria can accumulate. Dr. Michael Roizen, an MD and author of many books, and a speaker on PBS, puts gum disease on the top of his list for causing aging, heart disease, and sexual dysfunction. Also, Juice Plus is so important because it's whole food. It's not isolated vitamins. It's in a form that the body recognizes and utilizes. There are thousands of phytonutrients in an apple. This is the way nature designed us to get our nutrition, not by the large doses of just a few vitamins, as we see in the vitamins we purchase. Most tests show that the majority of these vitamins are referred to as bedpan vitamins, meaning they go in one end and out the other. Your body cannot recognize them or use them in this isolated form. We need the effect of all these micronutrients included in our whole foods working together. This is why Juice Plus is so effective. The reason whole food is important is synergy. We don't need a lot of anything, but a little bit of everything working together. The definition of synergy is the total effect is greater than the individual parts. We also need balance. A study showed that people given isolated vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and beta-tocopherol to aid in fighting a disease called macular degeneration, the number one cause of blindness, had no effect. However, a half a cup of spinach once a week reduced this disease by 42%. The reason the spinach is effective is due to the synergy of all the phytonutrients. You need the balance and the synergy of all the micronutrients supplied in whole food working together. Let me explain synergy and balance a little further. For good fire, you need three things. You need heat, a combustible material, and oxygen. If you have two of the three, you simply won't get your fire. Balance. If given a large amount of wood and a little bit of oxygen or heat, you might get a fire, but it'll be small and provide little energy. If you have just a few logs, but a tremendous amount of heat and oxygen, you can also get a fire, but again, not much energy will be generated. You need them in the right proportions. The natural balance, the way nature designed our fruits and vegetables, provides this balance. The body needs everything in the right amounts to provide maximum energy. We need some free radicals for some necessary processes such as phagocytosis. This is a process where cells are used to fight and consume some destructive cells. What we have to do is create the proper balance and production of free radicals. Since overproduction is a main source of many illnesses. In order to stay alive, we have to eat and provide our body with energy and maintain a body temperature of approximately 98.6 degrees. In order to do this, we must burn our food. The end product of this is something called free radicals. These are particles that are missing an electron. They travel the body, scavenging for this missing electron, and then steal it from healthy cells. This causes distortion of the healthy cells, yielding all forms of disease such as heart disease, cancer, stroke, and autoimmune disease. The only way to reduce these free radicals is with something called antioxidants. Fruits and vegetables are our best source of antioxidants. Why is stress so harmful? Because it causes your body to produce more free radicals. Why is smoking so damaged? Partially because it causes your body to produce more free radicals. Why is radiation so damaging? Because it also causes your body to produce more free radicals. So you can see the body needs a good supply of antioxidants to control these free radicals. Sometimes when someone begins taking Juice Plus, they report a gaseous feeling, diarrhea, or even constipation. This is from the body detoxifying, meaning cleansing itself. You have actually shocked the system with this good nutrition. It really shows how much the body needs this nutrition. What you might do in these cases is slow down the dose of Juice Plus, introduce it more slowly, and build up to the full dose and allow the body to acclimate. If you go to the gym and haven't exercised for a long time, you might get muscle sore. This doesn't mean you shouldn't exercise. It just means your body has to adjust. Now, Juice Plus also is vine ripened, and the reason this is so significant is that over 50% of the important nutritional value develops in the last few weeks of ripening. When the fruits and vegetables are harvested early, they'll change color, but unless they're connected to the plant, they can't be absorbing the necessary nutrients. Also, since we get our produce from all over the country and the world, we must realize that most of our produce is picked early, so it will not be overripe when it gets to market. It's also a fact that they lose a great deal of the nutritional value within 1 week of being picked. And if you figure the time it takes for most produce to reach market, you see the problem with what you're eating. Understand that most of our produce is really not of the highest quality. So even those of us trying to eat the recommended serving of fruits and vegetables should realize that it does not contain the same nutritional density exact fresh from the farm. Also, how many people do you know that can eat the variety of fruits and vegetables included in Juice Plus every day? All the fruits, vegetables, and berries that are included in our Juice Plus are picked at the height of ripeness and processed within 24 to 48 hours at a cold temperature to keep the enzymes active. Next is the importance of raw. When we cook our fruits and vegetables, much of the nutrition is destroyed. Also, the high temperature of pasteurization will kill all the enzymes. And of course, without the necessary enzymes, the reactions in the body needed to utilize the micronutrients becomes impossible. If you already eat fruits and vegetables, do you eat them raw and fine ripened? Probably not. The ingredients in Juice Plus are not arbitrary. They are proportioned to affect all the organs. If the kidneys are not working properly or the heart not functioning as best, it will affect the way the other organs work. So Juice Plus has been designed to help maximize the efficiency of all the organs so to keep us functioning at our peak. At this point in my history, I've worked with OBGYNs, and every one of them has seen a tremendous benefit to their patients on Juice Plus. Dr. Doug Odom is a strong believer in nutrition, so he gave his patients Juice Plus. His partners at the time did not. His nurses noticed the differences in his patients. So they did a retrospective study of his patients, and all the parameters of a healthy delivery were improved with the patients on Juice Plus. The plastic surgeons have seen improvements in their patients' healing. Oncologists have seen the improvement in the way their patients handle their chemotherapy and radiation. Many pediatricians have noticed fewer sick visits from their children. Dr. William Steers explained all the benefits of good nutrition in our children and how they're even reprogrammed so as to improve their body's desire for better, healthier food when they take Juice Plus. Some people also feel Juice Plus is too expensive and they can't afford it. Well, try going to the supermarket and buying some fresh fruit. Yesterday I went, bought one orange, one apple, and it cost $2.63. So in reality, Juice Plus is a tremendous bargain. Here's a few examples of the effectiveness of fruits and vegetables. Blueberries help lower cholesterol. Broccoli is a great source of chromium and helps regulate insulin and blood sugar. Papayas help digestion. Raw beets are a natural antidepressant. These are just a few of the effects of the fruits and vegetables included in Juice Plus. The American Heart Association recommends at least 9 servings of raw fruits and vegetables per day to prevent heart disease and stroke. The National Cancer Society recommends 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables, which can reduce your chance of developing breast cancer, lung cancer, colon, and prostate cancer by up to 50%. The summary of almost 40 published studies in reputable journals have shown that Juice Plus delivers phytonutrients that are bioavailable, meaning absorbed by the body. They help to reduce oxidative stress. They support the immune system. They protect against DNA damage and have a positive effect on the key indicators such as homocysteine. The research on Juice Plus is done at the highest level with high p-values and is original and not borrowed. You've heard us refer to p-values in our studies. P-value shows what the probability is that if this study was repeated, we would get the same results. In all of the published Juice Plus studies, results at a p-value that showed the same results would occur at least 95% of the time. Original bioavailable study published in the Journal of Current Therapeutics Research showed that Juice Plus reduced lipid peroxides in the blood by 75%, and 1/3 of the subjects had undetectable lipid peroxide. This proves that Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress. It promotes cardiovascular health, as is so well proved in the prestigious Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Fresh berries, they contain many antioxidants. These very antioxidants, known as anthocyanins, are specific pigments found abundantly in plants. The red and the orange in fruit, the yellow and green in vegetables, the blue and purple in vineyards. The spectrum of colors of produce represent different families of antioxidants. The purple anthocyanins of berries, the carotenes of carrots, the lycopene in tomatoes. In order to thrive, we need a balance of color of all of their antioxidants. In addition, fresh berries contain significant amounts of vitamin C and folate. Folate is well known for its use during pregnancy to help prevent spina bifida. It's also been shown to help reduce homocysteine, a protein that increases your risk for many diseases such as heart attack and stroke. Berries are the most perishable of all fruits. 2 to 3 days after being picked, their antioxidant levels will decrease significantly. There are over 300 structurally distinct anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are one class of flavonoids, of which there are over 2,000. The anthocyanin pigments of bilberries have been used to improve visual acuity and circulatory disorders. There is experimental evidence that certain antioxidants in berries are beneficial in treating diabetes and ulcers, and even may be antiviral and antibacterial by scavenging free radicals. Now, here's something we all want to work on, I guess. Aging. Well, aging is lipid peroxidation is a process that increases cell cycling. Cell cycling occurs when the lipids, which are the fats that make up the cell membrane, become damaged. This causes the DNA of the cell to divide so as to make a new cell. Each time a cell divides, the DNA unwraps, and the information on the DNA is copied. The telomere, which is the tail of the DNA strand, is snipped and shortened like an eraser shortened each time it's used. When the telomere becomes too short, the cell stops duplicating. In general, a cell can replicate about 50 times before the telomere becomes too short. Oxidative stress damages the cell membrane through lipid peroxidation and increases the rate of cell cycling. This yields premature cell death and finally a shortened lifespan. So what we want to do is reduce oxidative stress, and one of the best ways to do this is to provide the body with more antioxidants by eating more fruits and vegetables. This is true anti-aging. A study done at the University of Miami showed that health problems caused by childhood obesity begins as early as 3 years of age with the onset of risky cholesterol levels and arterial inflammation. People believe that chubby children will outgrow their baby fat. However, these children are at the edge of disease, potentially setting them up for chronic problems. Nearly 17% of United States children ages 2 to 9 are obese, according to the Centers for Disease Prevention and Control. It said that obesity adds to the risk of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, and other diseases. Children now at the age of 12 years old are already showing fat deposits in their arteries. Diabetes was called adult and child onset, and now it's called type 1 and 2 because younger and younger people are developing this terrible disease. The National Institute of Health states that 25% of adults are undiagnosed diabetics. Think about today's advertising and how you hear the word antioxidants. Think about ketchup saying it has lycopene. This was never ever mentioned a few years ago because no one knew anything about them. However, it was always in our fruits and vegetables in a bioavailable form, and the developer of Juice Plus, Dr. Smokey Santillo, says the best part of Juice Plus are things we don't even know today. At this point, I can give you hundreds of testimonials, but I don't need to because Juice Plus has the research to substantiate its effectiveness. I will, however, tell you 2 quick testimonials. One of my patients, a nurse, called me because she heard some wonderful things about Juice Plus. She's a single mom who has adopted 3 physically and mentally disabled children. One crack baby has AIDS. She understood the importance of nutrition called me, almost crying and thanking me. She told me the crack baby had never slept a night in his life and was now sleeping from about 10:30 to 6:30. The other children were already showing preferences for better food. There was a calmness and a content feeling that had never existed before, a totally different atmosphere in her home. I can promise you that a story such as this makes me feel fortunate to be able to share the information about Juice Plus. Another quick anecdote is about one of my closest friends. He called. He told me he had a blood test and his doctors noted high levels of cholesterol and triglycerides. They put him on the statin drugs, but he couldn't tolerate them because of the severe side effects. I suggested he try Juice Plus. I told him since there were many reasons for his problems, I didn't know if Juice Plus would be of help with the cholesterol, but I knew it would help him overall. After the 4th month and finishing his first box of Juice Plus, he called me and told me to stop his order. He felt no different. I told him I was sorry he was going to discontinue because you don't feel prevention, and I know that even if he felt no difference, Juice Plus was doing good things in his body. 2 weeks later, he called me and said he just had his yearly checkup, and his physician called him in and asked what he was doing because his blood levels had improved so dramatically. He told me the only thing he had done differently was take Juice Plus and said, "Get me back on that damn stuff." So just think, when you change the oil in your car, can you tell the difference? No. However, if you don't do this maintenance, your engine will go. Isn't the maintenance of your own body at least as important as your car? So in conclusion, after studying the science behind Juice Plus and understanding the importance of getting more fruits and vegetables every day in our body, how can I not share this information? Some of the materials I discussed was technical, but really all you have to know is that Juice Plus is the most scientifically researched, encapsulated product of its kind in the world, and that there is no one who would not benefit from taking it. So in closing, just let me say thank you for taking your time and letting me speak with you this evening.
Well, thank you, Dr. Drobes, so much. I love the stories, and I just, I have not missed this product a day in the 24 years that we've had it, and every time I hear one of the physicians like yourself, talk about people who are in medical practice of one type or another talk about Juice Plus, I'm just always all happy all over again because, it's so nice to be reminded how powerful it can be when you do something good for your body. Say, every day I can count on feeling good every day and waking up feeling good every day. And I look at my children and they're healthy and the grandbaby's healthy. And also when I hear stories like the story you shared of, the children that had such issues and were doing better. I mean, talk about financial revenue, but the emotional revenue is even greater because the joy that comes with knowing that you've made a difference for others, and especially when you see children that are struggling, it just makes my heart so happy. So thank you for all your information tonight. As I said, it's always great that somebody knows, the power of the particulars and how this happens in the human body and can relate that. Because for myself, all I know is that I take it every day. I feel wonderful. My family's in, really good shape, and we're all poster children as far as our blood work is concerned. So thanks again. It's an honor to work alongside you and Chris and everyone on this line.
Well, thank you for inviting me. And just as it says how it helped you, you don't have to be a doctor to feel it helped. As I stated, I was not a good eater. I still probably am not eating the way I should, but I feel so proud and happy that I take Juice Plus every day, and I know it's helped me.
And same here. I mean, after a while, you have to give it its credit where credit is due because
you sure do.
you sure do. Because
so thanks
it really
again.
does make that difference. So thank you for your information tonight. We loved it. And we'll say good night to everyone and just wishing everyone wonderful health and prosperity this week. Good night, everyone.